Alright, hey guys. Today we are going to install this CPU cooler. Take two, this is my second one. The first one was DOA. So we'll see how it goes. Here is the PC. And we'll see how this goes. Alright, let's get started. Okay, open this box up. Some kind of card. Seems to be packaged pretty nicely. It's a 360mm fan. Pump header. Looks like it comes with the thermal paste right on it, so I'll probably just reuse that. Looks pretty good. What else do we have? This is for the RGB, the fans. And of course they give us 3 fans. These are non-RGB fans. I will probably use my own. And I think they give us some directions. Some stickers. The directions, which are terrible, I'll probably point that out later. Some different brackets, some screws. The 1700 bracket should be right here. Instructions for the 1700 bracket. And that's pretty much it. Alright, let's see what we get. Okay, for the 1700 bracket, you get this piece, which is kind of a nice metal piece. This hooks onto the pump head. This piece goes on the back of your PC. And these are the type of screw that attach this back plate. Does give you some directions. The directions aren't bad for this. So let's get started at this. Here's the back plate. So this piece has some protrusions on it that we will stick through these holes like that. And then these go from the other side. The thing that I found out was when you get these screws in, this piece isn't tight, so it has some play in it. That will clear up when you put the pump head on and tighten the pump against this. It kind of tightens it all up together, so you have to be wary of that. It doesn't tell you that in the instructions. And you just tighten them up basically all the way. You don't have to do any type of cross pattern or anything because they're not tight. So you just finger tight them and you can see there's a bunch of play in this. But the theory behind it is when that head goes on, it tightens up and pulls the back plate tight. And it does work. Alright, that's the back plate. Okay, I'm going to use these Be Quiet fans that I got, just because of the RGB. So they're going to be on the bottom side of the fan, pushing out. The fan direction goes towards the cage, so it'll be blowing out. And I'm going to put all the wires towards the top of this, which will be towards the back of the PC, so they can go out the back side easily. It gives you the screws and washers, so I will put that together. Okay, so I got the fans on, and on the other side, this particular case has a cage that goes on the top, which makes this easy because I can just drop this in from the top, and we'll let the pump head sit for a minute, and that way the radiator can just be dropped in from the top and attached. I left this loose so I can get the screws to line up, and once this screw lines up to attach it to the case, then I'll just tighten up all these screws. Alright, let's see how that goes. Alright, so I got the radiator mounted, and I ran all the wires to the fans out the back, and just kind of dangled the head in here as I installed that. Now the next part is installing this pump head. So this display screen is just magnetic, so it just kind of pulls off of here. Brings the wires with it. Okay, so at this point, which I've seen other videos where people try and attach the screws for that when the screen is connected and you can't get at the screws, so that just pops off. And at this point, I should put the 1700 bracket on there. So let's pull this off for now. This just kind of twists one way or the other. Okay. All right, there it goes. Old one, new one. Okay, I think that looks right. Yep. All right, so that looks right. So this just goes on those screws. And I should have the screws ready, but I don't. It gives you the 4 type of screws to attach that. So put that up there. Like I said, the whole thing's kind of loose until you tighten all these up. Just want to check that backside one more time. It's got the paste on there. There is no plastic film on that because the paste is there. So, yep, let's install that. And it's got that fan there to cool your memory. This one's gonna be kind of hard to get at, I guess. Alright, let me find that. Okay, so I found that screw. Don't drop any screws because it was a pain in the ass to find. So yeah, you just tighten these, and you do tighten these in the cross pattern to tighten it up evenly. And you can see as you tighten that head on there, it gets rid of all that slop that's in that bracket. Alright, so the directions are pretty straightforward for this part up to now. And then it gets a little tricky with these connections. I guess my problem was this connection here. The directions really don't say where to plug this in. I now know that this goes into a USB 2 connection. Some of you already probably know that, but me, I plugged it into my pump header right here, 4-pin pump header, the first one I had, and that did not work well. So the second one I got, I'm gonna plug this into the USB connection, which I already tested it and it did work. So that's where it's gonna go. So let's get all that wired up in the fans and we'll see what we have. Okay, I got the fan box, the fan hub here, and it's got the 3 fans for the RGB. This micro USB, the SATA cable, and this goes onto the motherboard. So I gotta put this up and through. So I'm just gonna mount this for right now. Feel free to comment on the lack of cable management. I plugged the other end of the fans for the power up here to this hub. And that's it for now. This sucker I'm going to feed up and through here. And that's going to go up there onto the motherboard. Okay. Alright.